Time, the priceless asset you're losing every single day. Every morning when you open your eyes, you are given a gift, one that even the richest people in the world cannot buy more of, cannot stockpile, and cannot get back once it's lost. That gift is time. You have 24 hours just like every billionaire, every scientist, artist, athlete, entrepreneur, or thought leader you've ever admired. But the real difference lies in this. How are you using it? Most of us do not waste time by doing nothing. We waste time by being busy with things that don't matter. We get swept into tasks that don't lead anywhere. We pay for it with invisible hours swallowed up by social media, negative news, aimless conversations, and the endless delays we justify by saying we're waiting for the right time. We live as if we have unlimited time. But here's the truth. Every minute you waste today is a piece of your life you can never get back. Look around you. There are people using every hour to build a future, and there are others letting time slip through their fingers like sand. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to wake you up, to remind you that no one holds you back more than the unconscious habits stealing your time. You cannot control the whole world, but you can control every second of your own life. Ask yourself, how many times have you made excuses instead of taking action? How often have you let worry hijack your focus? How many conversations have you had that added no value to your life? How many hours have you spent on entertainment without purpose? How many relationships are holding you back instead of lifting you up? And most importantly, how many days have you lived without a clear design for your life? Do not wait until time is running out to realize you've been living the wrong way. Because success doesn't come from luck. It comes from using your time wisely, consistently, and intentionally. In this journey today, I'm going to walk with you through the most common ways we waste time, and more importantly, it'll show you how to replace them with practical, powerful, and effective habits that you can actually apply. So every hour of your day has purpose, direction, and meaning. This is not a video about doing more. This is a video about doing better. And if you are ready to look at yourself with honesty, ready to redesign your minutes like an architect redesigns a blueprint, then I promise what you learn today can help you reclaim years you've already lost. From this very moment, take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to change your relationship with time forever. Part 1. Goodbye excuses, the true beginning of change. If there's one thing silently stealing your success every day, it's not a lack of opportunity, not a lack of time, and not even your circumstances. It's excuses. Excuses don't shout loudly. They whisper very convincingly inside your head whenever you face something important. I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough time. I'm not as good as others. I'm too old. My situation doesn't allow it. And those little excuses stacked one on top of another form the wall that separates you from the best version of yourself. Excuses, the soft pillows of stagnation. It may sound harsh, but here's the truth. Excuses are comfortable. They're like a soft pillow that lets you lie down and avoid facing fear, failure, or discomfort. You delay starting a project because you're not good enough. You skip the workout because it's raining. You don't learn a new language because you're too busy. You don't write your book because there's no time. We don't make excuses because we're lazy. We make them because we're scared. Scared of failing, scared of being laughed at, scared of not being good enough, scared of rejection. But here's the problem. Excuses don't eliminate the pain. They delay it and make it worse. Today you delay. Tomorrow you feel left behind. A week, a month, a year passes, and you're still at the starting line. And then you begin to doubt yourself. Responsibility is the first step to reclaiming your power. Jim Rohn once said, you cannot change what you refuse to take responsibility for. And he was absolutely right. You cannot control the past, but you can control how you respond to it. You cannot choose where you were born, but you can choose where you're going. Every time you stop blaming your situation, your parents, the economy, your ex, your boss, you take back control of your life. Because when you say, I am responsible, you're also saying something deeper. I have the power to change. A true story. I once coached a woman named Ha, over 40, working a desk job for nearly 20 years. She had always dreamed of opening a small bakery, but year after year, it remained just that, a dream. She said, I don't have time. I'm busy raising kids. I don't have capital. I don't know where to start. That was 5 years ago. We started by writing down every excuse she had told herself. Then she chose one small thing she could do for just 15 minutes a day, watch baking tutorials on YouTube. 3 months later, she was testing recipes with friends. 1 year later, she was selling online. 2 years later, she quit her job and opened her first bakery in Hanoi. There was no magic, no investor, just one shift. She stopped making excuses and started taking action. From excuses to action, 3 simple steps. 1. Name your excuses. Don't let them hide in your mind. Write them down. I don't have time. I don't know where to start. I'm afraid to fail. When you name the fear, you begin to own it, because the most dangerous fear is the one that hides. 2. Ask yourself, is this really true? Do you really not have time? Or are you spending 2 hours every night on social media? Do you really not know where to start? Or have you just not tried to search? Asking questions helps you separate emotion from truth. 3. Take a tiny action and repeat it. You don't have to change your whole life in one day. Just take one small step. Read one page. Write 3 lines of your plan. Exercise for 5 minutes. Make one important phone call. Tiny actions repeated are the antidote to excuses. One simple question for you today: are you building a wall of excuses or a bridge of action? Every minute spent making excuses is a minute lost, a minute you could have used to live your potential. And every time you choose action over excuses, you lay a solid brick for the future you truly want. Start today. Write down the 3 most common excuses you use. Cross them out and replace them with action statements. For example, I don't have time. I'll wake up 30 minutes earlier. I'm not good with technology. I'll study 15 minutes a day. I'm afraid to fail. I'll try and learn from failure. Today's action will become tomorrow's foundation. And remember, you don't have to control everything, but you can stop making excuses, start taking action, and begin living with purpose. Part 2, freeing yourself from worry, laying the foundation for peace and clarity. There is something subtle yet incredibly dangerous that's quietly draining your energy, clarity, and even your future worry. Worry is like a small dose of poison dropped into your mind every day. It doesn't kill you instantly, but it causes you to lose your direction, lose your confidence, and lose the inner peace you need to live to love and to create value. Worry, the silent thief of time and opportunity. Jim Rohn once said, worry is the misuse of imagination. Instead of using your imagination to build, create, or plan, you use it to imagine the worst. What if I fail? What if they reject me? What if something bad happens? The sad truth is 90% of what you worry about never happens. And the other 10%, it's usually not as bad as you imagine. So what are you really doing when you worry you're paying with the present for things that may never happen in the future? Worry is not action. It's procrastination in disguise. Have you ever felt like you're thinking a lot, planning things out, yet making no actual progress? That's worry pretending to be action. You think, analyze, weigh options, but you don't act. And while you're thinking, time passes. Opportunities slip by. Fear grows stronger. Real action begins with clarity. Worry only fogs your vision. From worry to peace, you need a new set of habits. Habit number 1, clearly separate. What I can control versus what I can't. Every time worry creeps in, write this down. What exactly is making me uneasy? Can I control this? If yes, take action. If no, let it go. Examples. Worried about an upcoming deadline, can control. Break the task into smaller steps, plan it. Worried about a coworker's opinion, can't control. Focus on doing your best work. Letting go isn't weakness. It's wisdom, knowing where to focus your strength. Habit number 2, schedule your worry. Sounds strange, right? But psychologists often recommend this. If you must worry, worry on a schedule. Choose a time, say 15 minutes in the afternoon, just to write down your worries and brainstorm solutions. Outside of that time, when your brain starts spiraling, simply tell yourself, I'll handle this during worry time. It trains your brain not to overreact and preserves your clarity for what matters most. Habit number 3, turn worry into action. Every worry contains a hidden message. It means something needs clarity. Instead of freezing in fear, ask, what exactly am I worried about? What small action can I take today to reduce the risk? If the worst happens, what would I do to respond? Even a tiny action is more powerful than endless analysis. A real story. When worry became a catalyst for growth, I once coached a young man named Min, a talented programmer but constantly afraid of being fired. Every time there was a staffing change or a delayed response from his boss, Min lost sleep. He said, I know I'm doing well, but what if something unexpected happens? We applied the 3 habits. He wrote down every worry and sorted them, controllable or not. He created a worry time, no worrying allowed in the mornings. For every fear, he created a small action, learning a new skill, improving his CV, growing his network. 3 months later, not only was Min calmer, he was promoted to team lead. Not because the worry disappeared, but because he stopped letting it control his actions. What science says, neuroscience shows that chronic worry increases stress hormones like cortisol, which lowers focus, weakens short-term memory, hurts decision-making. On the other hand, when you feel in control, your brain releases dopamine, helping you think clearly, creatively, and take initiative. So the goal isn't to eliminate worry. The goal is to transform it into productive energy. Daily practice tool, 5-minute worry reset. Each day, take 5 minutes and do this. Write down what you're worried about. Underline the parts you can control. Choose one small action you'll take today. Close your eyes for 1 minute, breathe deeply, and visualize taking that action successfully. Write this affirmation: I am not worrying, I am acting. You'll be surprised how this simple exercise sharpens both your mind and your productivity. Ending this section with a reminder: you cannot walk confidently while staring at your fears. Lift your head, take action, and you'll realize what you feared was never as big as you thought. Today's action step: write down your 3 biggest current worries. For each one, label controllable, not controllable. Choose one specific action for the first worry and do it today. And remember, peace is not the absence of fear. It is the power to move forward despite it. Part 3. Cleaning up conversations. Remove negativity to nurture positive thinking. If your mind is a garden, then every conversation you engage in is a seed planted. The question is, are you planting flowers or are you planting weeds? Most of us don't realize how much daily conversations shape our mindset. They often come in harmless forms: a complaint, a sarcastic joke, a bit of gossip, a comment on social media. But when you add them up, they can lead to a surprising realization: you've been wasting your mental energy on things you don't even want in your life. Words are the steering wheel of your thoughts. A positive person isn't someone who's always cheerful or fake happy. They are simply someone who chooses not to participate in conversations that drag their thinking downward. You can't think positively if your daily environment is filled with cynical remarks, group chats full of complaints, or social media feeds filled with envy and comparison. Your thoughts are colored by the conversations you choose to engage in. The hidden damage of negative conversations: they make you doubt yourself. A simple phrase like, "that's too hard, nobody can do it," can plant a subtle seed of self-doubt. That seed sits quietly and slowly eats away your confidence. They trigger emotional addiction. Constantly engaging in criticism or gossip might feel satisfying in the moment, but it leaves you more frustrated, bitter, and mistrustful of others. They kill your motivation and creativity. A single negative comment about your idea can make you hesitate even when that idea could have grown into a brilliant project or product. Shift the conversation. Start with you. Be intentional with your topics. Steer discussions toward growth, something you learned, a breakthrough decision, or a creative idea. Avoid toxic talk circles. Distance yourself from people, group chats, or news sources that constantly drain your energy. Step away or take a break. Introduce better conversations. Ask your friends, "what's the most interesting thing you learned this week?" It opens the door to valuable dialogue. Self-reflection exercise. How many conversations this past week left you feeling more uplifted and empowered? How many conversations made you feel drained or discouraged? Who in your life do you need to spend more time learning from? Who might you need to create distance from to protect your energy? Final reminder: your life won't change if you keep having the same conversations. Ask yourself, who are you allowing to speak into your mind? Are your conversations feeding you or draining you? Remember, change your conversations and you change your life. If you found value in today's message, leave a comment below. Starting today, I will manage my time better, or share your thoughts, your journey, or the habit you're ready to change. I read every comment you post. Your voice and support give me the motivation to keep creating valuable content. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss new videos on mindset, discipline, and the art of intentional living. You deserve a life that's efficient, focused, and inspiring, and that journey starts with one simple click. Subscribe today. Let's grow stronger together, one day at a time. Part 4. Discipline and schedule. The solid foundation of every achievement. We often admire the success of others' stable careers, strong bodies, sharp minds, while forgetting one crucial truth. All of it stems from a common foundation, and that foundation is personal discipline. Discipline is not a punishment or self-denial. Discipline is a gift you give to your future self, and the box in which you wrap that gift is nothing more than your daily schedule. The difference between busy and disciplined. Busy people always have something to do. Disciplined people always know what must be done first. They don't live based on mood or circumstance, they live by commitment and structure. If you wake up each day and let your emotions dictate your actions, working when you're in the mood, skipping when you're tired, you're gambling with your career and your life. But if you have a clear schedule designed around your goals and values, you're steering your life with intention. Why a schedule is a powerful discipline tool? Because it creates visible commitment. Writing something down on your calendar turns a vague intention into a concrete promise. Fights procrastination. Instead of waiting for motivation, your schedule requires you to act like a professional on time, every time. Reduces decision fatigue. When your day is mapped out, you don't have to waste energy deciding what to do next. You just follow the plan. What a disciplined day might look like. Arrow 6, 07. Physical warm-up meditation, reading 10 pages. 70080 breakfast, write down daily goals. 08011 deep work, focused, uninterrupted work. 11 or 12 or email check light tasks. 13 or 15 or resume core work, avoid meetings, calls. 16 light breaks, short walk, quick journaling. 17 hour reflect on the day, plan for tomorrow. Note, you don't need to copy this exact routine. You just need to create a version that fits your reality and your ambitions. A real story. The man who reclaimed his life with Google Calendar. I once coached a man in his 40s, unemployed, depressed with a chaotic lifestyle. He said, "I feel like I've lost control of everything." I didn't teach him new skills or give him pep talks. I simply said, "Open Google Calendar and start scheduling every hour, including meals, rest, and reading." 2 weeks later, he said, "I feel alive again." 2 months later, he got a job. 6 months later, he launched a YouTube channel sharing his discipline journey. He didn't become a millionaire, but he became the master of his own life. Common excuses: I don't have time to plan. The real question isn't whether you have time, it's whether you've made it a priority. Just 10 minutes tonight could save you hours of chaos tomorrow. Schedules make me feel trapped. Actually, lack of structure is what traps you in urgent but unimportant things. A schedule protects time for what truly matters. A simple way to get started. Spend 15 minutes each night planning tomorrow. Identify 1 to 2 key tasks and block time for them. Treat your calendar like a non-negotiable appointment, because it's an appointment with your future. Dedicate at least 1 screen-free hour daily for deep work or meaningful learning. Discipline doesn't require inspiration. You don't need to feel motivated to do the right thing. You just need to show up on time for the right task consistently. Do it for 7 days, you'll feel more confident. 30 days, you'll see tangible change. 90 days, you'll build a new identity. 1 year, you'll become a new person. Final thought. A successful person is simply someone who does what others know they should do, but don't. To do that, they need a schedule, a structure, a personal commitment. If you're truly serious about your future, start living like someone who has already achieved it. And that begins with your calendar today. Part 5. Optimizing energy, mastering your daily life, fuel. Success is not just about skill or scheduling. It's also about energy, the silent fuel that determines how far you can go, how long you can sustain your performance, and how consistently you can stay motivated. A sports car can't accelerate if the tank is empty. A perfect schedule is meaningless if you're drained, exhausted, sluggish, or unfocused. That's why managing your personal energy is just as important, if not more, than managing your time. Energy is not a mystery. It's manageable, renewable, and optimizable. You don't need to be an athlete to have abundant energy. You simply need to understand that energy comes from 4 main sources: physical, a healthy body, quality sleep, consistent movement; emotional, positive mood; healthy relationships, a sense of connection; mental clarity, focus, freedom from distraction; spiritual, a life purpose, core, values, a sense of meaning. When even one of these pillars is weakened, your performance and inspiration drop. But when all 4 are nurtured consistently, you feel recharged and ready to rise each morning. Start with the body, the home of raw energy. This is the most obvious and most often ignored area. Many people try to force themselves to focus when their bodies are breaking down from lack of sleep, poor nutrition, or prolonged sitting. Quality sleep is the #1 factor. Getting 78 hours per night, sleeping before 11 p.m. and winding down before bed, are the strongest energy recovery methods. Next, light morning movement. You don't need 90-minute gym sessions. Just 10 minutes of walking, stretching yoga, or deep breathing can wake up your nervous system, increase circulation, and kickstart your day with clarity. Food isn't just for fullness, it's for fueling performance. Your body doesn't need a lot, it needs the right fuel. A breakfast of clean foods like oatmeal eggs, fresh fruit or nuts provides steady energy and avoids sugar spikes and crashes. Start your day with strong coffee and pastries. You'll feel sharp for an hour and crash soon after. Treat your body like a business. Invest in high-quality fuel, not cheap junk that breaks down mid-mission. Emotions, the silent energy drainer. Most people feel tired not from working too much, but from constant tension, negativity, or dissatisfaction. One argument in the morning can ruin your focus all day. One negative message can spiral your mind. Solutions. Set emotional boundaries. Avoid starting your day with social media, negative news, or draining conversations. Practice gratitude. Every morning, write down 3 things you're thankful for, even the small ones. Positivity is a habit that starts with intention. Surround yourself with energizing people. Spend more time with those who light you up instead of wearing you down. Mental focus, keep it clean and sharp. Your mental energy burns out fast when you're constantly switching tasks, checking your phone, reading news, and bouncing back to work. Golden rule: single tasking is a superpower. Set aside 60-90 minutes each morning for deep work, no notifications, no emails, no calls. Use this time for the most mentally demanding work, and you'll see it's more productive than an entire afternoon of distracted multitasking. Focus isn't natural, it's a trained habit, and it begins by protecting your mental space from fragmentation. Spirit, your highest octane fuel. This is the big question: what am I living for? When you have a clear sense of purpose, every action becomes more meaningful. When your daily work is connected to a higher value, you no longer do it because you have to, you do it because you want to. Someone with a strong why will always find the energy to continue even when tired. But someone without purpose, no matter how much rest they get, will always feel lost. 3 simple morning habits to boost energy. Drink water first thing. It jumpstarts digestion and wakes up every cell. Move for 510 minutes, stretch, jump, walk around the house. It's your internal system boot up. Feed your mind with positivity. Read a short passage, listen to an inspiring podcast, or write down your goals. Your brain needs fuel just like your body. Final reminder. Average people try to do more. Extraordinary people focus on having more energy. You don't need more hours. You need better energy inside the hours you already have. And remember, energy isn't something you have or don't have. It's something you create through your habits, your choices, and how you live every single day. Part 6. Eliminate distractions. Learn to say no to protect your yes. In the journey toward an intentional and effective life, sometimes the most important question isn't, what should I do, but rather, what should I stop doing? Modern life isn't lacking opportunities, it's lacking space. It doesn't lack options, it lacks discernment. We're not exhausted because we're doing too much. We're exhausted because we're doing too much of what doesn't matter. That's why the art of eliminating distractions is not just a skill, it's a survival strategy. No, a small word that can set your life free. The truth is, you can't do everything. You can't please everyone. And you certainly can't build a big life if you're constantly pulled into small things. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're unconsciously saying no to something more important. The issue isn't bad choices, it's passive refusal, letting others decide your time, focus, and energy for you. Common forms of distractions: boundaryless schedules, saying yes to every meeting, every call, every project just to avoid discomfort or guilt. Social media and negative news, getting pulled into spirals of comparison, confusion, and fear. Energy draining people. They're not bad people, but they drag you into complaining, procrastination, and doubt. Small tasks that snowball, constantly checking emails, replying instantly to texts, and chasing notifications, silently eroding your deep focus. Don't just resist distractions. Redesign your environment. You can't rely on willpower alone to fight digital chaos and mental clutter. You need mental boundaries supported by structure, principles, and habits. 1. Limit notifications. Turn off all unnecessary alerts, social media, news, entertainment apps. Use focus mode during key work hours. 2. Create do not disturb time blocks. Set a time each day, e.g. 9 a.m., 11 a.m., for deep uninterrupted work. Let coworkers or clients know I won't be checking messages during this time to focus. 3. Simplify your physical space. A clear desk is a clear mind. Everything in your space should have a reason to be there. If not, remove it. Learn to say no gracefully. Saying no doesn't mean you're rude, it means you're clear. And clarity is a form of respect for others and for yourself. A few polite ways to decline. Thanks for the invite, but I'm currently focused on a priority and can't commit. I need to protect my deep work hours, so I won't be able to join this meeting. I truly appreciate the offer, but it doesn't align with my current goals. Cut to create space for focus and creativity. Steve Jobs once said, "Focus is not about saying yes, it's about saying no to 100 other great ideas." Imagine your mind as a room. If it's filled with clutter, light can't shine in. Ideas can't grow. Inspiration can't breathe. Eliminating is an act of creation. Practice the distraction audit over 3 days. Track everything you do for 3 days: work, texting, social media conversations. Label each. Chunawasa Warnder adds value, drains energy, neutral or unclear purpose. After 3 days, you'll be shocked to see how many things eat up your time without moving you closer to your goals. A hard truth: if you don't have time for what matters, it's not because you're too busy, it's because you haven't cut what doesn't matter. Time doesn't appear out of thin air. It's created through smart choices and intentional refusals. Final reminder of this section: greatness doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what's right in an environment quiet enough for you to hear your own voice. Review your calendar. What can you cancel, reschedule, or delegate? Which invitations have you accepted, even though your heart says no? What habits are cluttering your attention and need to be let go? Every no you courageously say today creates space for a stronger yes tomorrow. Part 7, a strong finish. Redesigning your life starts with a single day. You've just walked through a journey that wasn't just full of tips, it was a blueprint for intentional living. Each chapter, from preparing the night before owning your mornings, prioritizing what matters, feeding a positive mindset to eliminating distractions, was not a feel-good list of hacks. They were the essential pieces of building a life on purpose. And now, as you read these final lines, I want to ask you just one question. Are you ready to begin? A different life isn't waiting for you in the future. It begins tomorrow. You don't need to wait for motivation. Motivation doesn't show up in the dark of night. It arrives after you take disciplined action. You don't have to change everything in one night, but you do have to change one thing starting tomorrow morning. You don't need to become the perfect version of yourself. You just need to become the version that shows up every day, even if it's just one small step forward. One day it can be a test or a launch pad. Just imagine. Tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for your phone, you spend 15 quiet minutes with yourself, reading a few pages, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and taking 10 deep breaths. You identify the 3 most important things of the day, not 10 small tasks, but 3 long-term impact moves. You block out time for deep work, no notifications, no social media, no distractions. You say no to a meeting that doesn't matter so you can say yes to your health or your growth. You end the day with a 5-minute reflection. What value did I live by today? What am I most proud of? That kind of day, not perfect, just intentional, if repeated for 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, becomes the foundation of something unshakable. Don't underestimate the power of repetition. Most people chase breakthroughs, but the ones who actually build meaningful success understand this. Consistency, not intensity, changes lives. No one becomes great because of one special day. They become great because they protect special hours every day. One morning hour with clarity. One evening hour for recovery and reflection. One focused hour doing truly meaningful work. If you consistently invest in just those 3 hours, the rest of your life will start to transform. You are the architect of your life. No one else can build your calendar for you. No one else knows what deeply matters to you, and no one else can live your one and only life for you. So put your hand on your calendar, and instead of just filling it with to-dos, start scheduling your worth doings. Time for creativity, time for family, time for your health, and time for learning, time for inner stillness. Your schedule is more than time management. It's your declaration of what matters. Call to action: start with one small commitment. If you're truly serious about this journey, start with real action right now. Write down one habit you'll practice tomorrow morning. Block out 1 hour in your calendar for focused, undistracted work. Turn off notifications for 2 hours daily to protect your focus. Say no to one non-essential task to make room for something truly meaningful. And if this journey has brought you value, drop a comment. I will take control of my life, starting with one day. Hit subscribe to get more powerful content on personal growth, discipline, energy, and intentional living. Share this video with someone who might need to reset their rhythm. Final thought: time isn't waiting for you, but you can wait less and act more. You can't relive yesterday, but you can live a powerful tomorrow if you choose to begin today. You don't have to be someone special to start, but you do have to start to become someone special. And that journey starts with one day. Let that day be today. Let it begin right now.